Apparently it is not okay for me to eat meat while I'm babysitting my cousin for free, by user _clouds. I have an uncle who I'm gonna call Hal. Hal is 2 years younger than me, so we pretty much grew up together. Hal is a good guy, but when it comes to his wife Cindy, the M in this story, he simply has no backbone. They have a 6-year-old daughter, and a 9-year-old son. Almost a year ago, Cindy decided that they were going to go vegan. It wasn't a discussion, it was a declaration, their house was going animal-free. Hal and the kids went along with it, no major protests, though Hal would still eat meat when he was not around her. This summer, they sent their son to camp for 8 weeks. While he's gone, they wanted to take some time and go away for a week by themselves, so they asked me to watch my little cousin for a week. I already have 6 of my own kids living here, so fuck it, what's one more? Sure, she can stay the week. So, they head off to somewhere in Florida, and I go about my babysitting duties. I understand and respect their dietary choices, and I have been providing my little cousin with 100% vegan meals. But yesterday I posted a picture to Instagram of a black bear steak I made for myself. Well, Cindy calls me flipping out on me for cooking meat while her daughter is under my roof, accusing me of trying to convert her back to a meat eater. She then tells me, not asks me, not to make any more meat until they get back and take their daughter home. I told her that she was being ridiculous, and that while I was happy to feed her child vegan meals, I will not be told what I can and cannot eat in my own home. I'm making chicken fried venison with sausage gravy and biscuits for my girlfriend, kids, and myself for breakfast this morning, and I'm making my little cousin blackberry oatmeal and a just egg omelette. Edit, just egg is a vegan egg substitute, with peppers, onions, and mushrooms. I'm gonna post a pic of our breakfast to IG and then turn my phone off, because I'm an asshole now. Update, my aunt tried to announce her daughter's pregnancy at my baby shower for my rainbow baby, by user rainbow baby 2022. Here's the original post, https://www.reddit.com/r/entitled_parents/my_aunt_score/her_daughters_pregnancy/. Some people have asked for an update, and this is the type of update I never wanted to make. I am truly heartbroken. First off, my beautiful baby girl came into the world 3 weeks early, on June 15th. We have been so excited and are enjoying every minute of her. She's doing amazing and has already grown so much. Now the update on my cousin and aunt. On June 16th, the day after my baby girl was born, my cousin texted our family group chat and said she had a miscarriage. I was so sad for her, and despite still being upset with her, I told her if she needed anything to call me and I would be there for her. I spent hours crying for her, with her, talking through everything. Her feelings, my feelings, how I was able to cope with my multiple miscarriages. She came over a lot, holding onto my baby, crying. I saw a change in her, she seemed so sincere. My cousin lied. She was never pregnant. Apparently a few days after her miscarriage, my cousin told her mother, my aunt, that she was loving all the attention she's getting, and that she lied about ever being pregnant. She said she can't wait to magically get pregnant with her rainbow baby soon, and get even more attention. A few days ago my aunt made a comment about it to my grandma, and my grandma was very upset. My aunt said not to tell anyone, especially me, since I'd be so dramatic about it. She said it wasn't a big deal, and everyone needed their time to shine, aka my cousin's future rainbow baby. Of course my grandma told everyone, and I am so heartbroken. Now I really don't know if my aunt did or did not know she lied to begin with. My aunt doesn't even care that she lied, and her behavior afterwards was disgusting, so I'm leaning more towards she knew all along and was in on it. However, we have all, not 100% sure about grandma, cut ties with my aunt and cousin. I cannot believe someone would stoop so low as to lie about being pregnant, then miscarrying, then having a rainbow baby, all for attention. I can only write so much in a post, so if anyone has any questions or want more details, I will try my best in the comments. Thank you all. An entitled father asked me to give up my window seat for his child, by user Barbosa706. Old story, but back in 2019 I went to Brazil to visit some relatives. On the way back, this stranger who was seated on the middle plane seats across from me with his child asked me if I could give up my window seat for his kid. I said, sorry, but no. I paid an extra $200 for this seat. I was expecting him to be understanding and mind his own business, but instead he just glared at me. In my head I said, okay, fuck you too. And went back listening to my music while looking out the window. Not even 5 minutes later a flight attendant taps me on the shoulder asking me if I could give up my seat for his kid. I pulled out my ticket and the receipt I got when I paid extra for the window seat and told her no, I paid extra for window seat. She said, okay, sorry to bother you sir. I saw her walk back to him and say, no for me. He glared at me one last time and that was that. I think he really thought he could get the flight attendant to take his side and force me out of my seat. I'm 33 weeks pregnant and my MIL finally asked who's gonna be in the room. She hates the answer, by user mommyof12022. Surprise, it's not going to be her. We just aren't close like that. Neither are her and her son particularly, in fact for other reasons, he doesn't like to be around her. At 2 in the morning, I received the following text from her. She's at a casino, even though still jobless, so I would say there's a 95% chance she's drunk. So I've been thinking about asking you this for a while and I finally mustered up the courage to ask, so here it is. Who do you have in the delivery room with you besides a fiancé, to help you and welcome me, unborn son, into this world? I responded with the following. Just my son's godmother, will be in the waiting room with J, my son's godfather, in case he needs a break and someone to vent to or needs to switch out for any reason. But since I'm scheduled for an induction and C-section, only one person can go back. As long as everything goes smoothly, people can meet him over FaceTime while at the hospital. I'm not sure how many visitors they allow, but I know they said I can have one person in the room while I'm giving birth and another outside ready to switch in case needed. Since I'm high risk for labor failure, they want to keep the number of people there to an absolute minimum. That includes likely having the same nurses, and Dr. Jet being on call to deliver East and whatever day I go into labor, so I'm most comfortable. I asked if Jay could sit in the waiting room in case A got too overwhelmed and needed a few, and they said that's fine, he just can't be in the room. Me and A have talked about it extensively and rather not have visitors in the actual hospital room unless they say he has to stay more than 24 hours. Then, at the hospital's discretion, immediate family can start visiting. They don't expect more than a 24-hour stay for him, since he's perfectly healthy. It's me they're particularly worried about. I'm worried about them not letting him stay with me in the hospital and having to leave A all alone, but we haven't really gotten that far in the discussion because he refuses to talk about them separating us as a family. If I'm the only one in the hospital for more than 24 hours, at the hospital's discretion, immediate family is welcome. I would just prefer one at a time, and nobody under 13 come to the hospital so I can rest. Everyone will get the text when it's okay to come see him, wherever we are. We probably will be driving him to see people, as we'll need time to adjust to him being in the house, and we're worried about disturbances in that. She responded with this. So can you swap out Jay with me? I would be honored to be A's tag partner if needed, and I want to be there anyway. Through the entire process. Like I want to take you guys there and be on property the entire time for any and every reason necessary. I want to help in every single way I can, as well as be as close as possible to my lil grandson when he makes his grand entrance. Is there a reason you didn't want me to be your plan B? I do not know how to respond to this while keeping the peace, especially with my fiancé asleep. I want to add, I was living with her and her family when I first got pregnant because my mom died very suddenly last year. When she found out I was pregnant, she gave me 2 days to get out of her house and told me that she would pay for an abortion. I'm pro-choice, but that's not what I wanted. Every time I mention that we got pregnant shortly after miscarrying, she says, oh my god, I wanted to kill you guys. She loves her grandson. I do not doubt that. She's never been involved in the beginning of life with any of her grandkids, so I'm not sure if she realizes she's overstepping, but as a parent herself, I would think she would know. How do I approach this? Entitled Bill and his wife want me to take in my niece because they are couch surfing after not working for a year and their government help was cut off, by user Thwizardry90. A little context. My wife passed away about 2 years ago and we were divorced about 2 years before that. I have stayed very much in touch with my MIL and my BIL, 28. My BIL has always been known to be lazy, his wife, 30, as well. They always got government assistance for housing, food, and even phones. I don't know how they got so much help. If they work, it was only for about 1 to 2 weeks at a time. But as of recently they have not worked in about a year. It all finally caught up with them about a month and a half ago when all their assistance was abruptly cut off. Their money ran out quickly and no one wanted to hire them due to their work history, over 20 jobs each in the span of 2 years. They lost their car and apartment. Ended up living with my mill and she was tired of them not doing anything but sleeping and eating her food, so she kicked them out. They first approached me last week to take my niece, 7, on vacation with my kids, 13F, 11F, and 5M. I may have been an asshole, but I told them no, as my niece is a handful to deal with. We got back from vacation a few days ago and say that I have to help them take care of my niece because they will have nowhere to go if they have to take her. This is complete BS because I know their family and a lot will help them, but they specifically want me to take in my niece. They say if I don't they will drop her off at my house anyways. I just tell them I will call CPS and send them the messages if they do not stop. They stopped messaging me but call me every day without leaving a message. I know what they want, but I am just going to ignore them. Edit, clarification. They are not disabled in any way. They just do not want to work. I had my BIL work for me for a month and he only showed up 75% of the time because he wanted to sleep in. I called CPS for information. I did not give them my BIL or his wife's info. Just told them about the scenario and they said it does not meet their criteria for neglect. For those saying I'm an a-hole for not taking her in. They have tons of family that are willing to help them. They are just asking me because I'm well off financially and I know they are just using her to get themselves to squat in my house. I cannot care for another child. I have my hand full with my 3 kids. My niece also likes to fight a lot with my youngest. My kids are no angels, but I am not going to throw a ratchet into what we have working right now. My mill does not need to take care of her either. They lived with her for about 3 months while they got their stuff together, which never happened. They took total control of her home up until she forced them to leave.